Hey guys, it's Shoshana of Light Your Own Path, and here with a medium update. I know you're so excited. So since my last update, my mentor put together a public reading. So those of us who are in the initiation circle by Danielle Sarank, the Squamish medium, she organized it so that we could have people outside of our group sit for us so we could practice. And that was like exciting. I was like, you know what, am I ready? Doesn't matter, I'm signing up. So I signed up and I wasn't nervous until my person showed up in the room. So this was someone who was not in the group, who was just lovely enough to allow someone to practice with them. And it was awesome. It was an okay reading. And I say okay because the person that I was with, I did a mediumship reading and she just didn't have a lot of people that she knew in spirit. So stellar for her. But it did make it more difficult for me because she wasn't able to validate a lot of the information that I was getting. But I did get a nickname for her that a family used that calls her by this nickname. So I was like, yay, I got something. But the other thing that I'm proud of is that I was able to hold the connection more or less for 20 minutes. It wasn't 20 consecutive minutes that I was able to connect to the spirit world, but I was able to dip in and out for 20 minutes. And that's me connecting with spirit and getting the messages and relaying them to the sitter. And that's like evidence, memories, and messages. And that was pretty impressive to me because at times I think like, okay, well, what am I supposed to be doing? So I get the message, I get the evidence that, so in a session, what happens? It's we come, we sit, and I tell you, hey, I'm Shoshana, psychic medium, practicing, and this is what I need from you. Yes, no, if this makes sense. And when I get the, if I'm asking like, okay, does blah, 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 I see blah, 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 or I hear blah, blah, blah. Does this make sense? If you say yes, okay, I know I'm on the right track, I keep going. You say no, I'm like, all right, this ain't working. What else we need to do? And if you say it doesn't make sense, to me, it sounds like, okay, I'm on the precipice of something, but I'm not there yet. I'm not clear enough so you don't know whether it's a yes or no. So I just need to go back into that information and see what I can parcel out and see if I can get on the right track. But I don't get thrown off if someone says no. I'm like, okay, fine, no matter. Well, spirit, what else you got? And go back in there and see what happens and how it comes about. But during the session, before a session, I always think, what if nothing shows up? Not really, it's not that spirit won't show up because they always do. It's always me thinking like, what if I'm not able to sense anything? What if I'm not able to connect? But I always do. The spirit is always there and I'm always able to connect with something. And, but during the session, I'm often thinking like, okay, like how long is this session supposed to go? How much time has passed? Does this make sense? Does this resonate? Are they lying to me? Are they just saying it because they want to be nice to me? Is it really resonating with them? How much time has passed? And am I going to run out of information? Where is this going? And why, spirit, do you keep showing me the same image and I keep describing it to the client in different ways and they're not getting it? To stop sending it to me. Sometimes I get frustrated. But I always am trying to, sometimes I'm trying to deconstruct the session as it's going along. Like, is this enough information? And recently, like when there's like gaps and I'm not getting anything, it's just like silence, I'll be like, okay, I think spirit left, so I'm going to close this session now. But one time I kind of just like sat with it and kept going for like a little bit longer before I decided to quit. And I noticed another spirit came up. And like I physically felt like that the other spirit that I was with, they went bye-bye. They had nothing else to say. And then a face of another spirit popped up to me. I'm like, well, hello there. Who are you? And so I described this other person and this resonated with, I've already flipped to a different reading. This and another different reading, not the one that I was doing for the public one. This one I was reading the energy, the spirit for this person, and then this person, then the spirit person disappeared, and then another spirit came up, and I was like, oh, okay. And it was pretty awesome because I never had two spirits come up before. And probably the reason because of that is because I'm impatient, and I'm like, okay, well, this spirit doesn't have anything, so like I'm done now. But if I just stay with it a little longer, maybe that'll allow other spirits to come in. But I'm so impatient, and I've been under the opinion that it's only been one spirit per sitting, even though my mentor tells me, other spirits can pop up. I'm like, well, that doesn't happen to me. I don't know what I was expecting, like maybe a parade to be like, hey, another spirit's coming in, or maybe in the beginning I've been expecting like, okay, you're going to have 3 people show up this session. So just, go through and then calmly wait, and then another one will show up. I'm not sure what I was expecting, but I've been doing it wrong. So now when I'm practicing for this week, I have sessions is just to sit calmly and to wait and see if anybody else shows up, because I've been impatient, and that is totally something that I would do. So how are your sessions going? To wrap up the other doing the public reading, it was, as I said, it wasn't as nerve-wracking as I thought it was going to be as I get closer until that person popped up. And I'm excited to do that. And I'm excited to do more. Actually, when I posted my last mediumship update, someone reached out to me and wanted to do a practice reading because they're studying mediumship. I'm studying, so they wanted to do a practice on each other. And that one, I was a little nervous about that because I'm like, oh my gosh, I really don't know this person at all. And they're going to be reading me. I'm going to be reading them. And I want to, I want to do a good job. But when I did that reading went well as well. And I don't think, and in that case, there were 2 spirits, but I wasn't able to discern them at this time because they told me that for the information that I was doing was one person, but then the other information that was coming up was for someone else that they knew in spirit, and they were kind of like intertwined. So yeah, so I need to practice doing that more. There's like so much to learn when you're doing readings. So I think I've rambled on enough. Yeah, I think that's enough. Just giving a quick little update. And, how are your readings going? How, do you have any questions? I don't know all the answers. As I said, I'm just beginning. I'm developing. I'm 3 months into this. So I'm a baby. But I have some knowledge that I'm willing to share. And if I don't know, again, I will go and I will ask somebody and report back to you. So thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, I like to say, find the things that make you happy, whole, and joyful, and do more of that. And I'll talk to you next time.